to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
What is going on, guys? I'm Teo. Welcome to another vlog episode. If you don't already know, I play live casino poker at a competitive level. Today, oh man, I'm sure you know where we're at. Niagara Falls, baby. And it's winter time. See all the snow? All the snow gets me excited, man. I'm a snowboarder. I love the snow. I've been on skis since I was 3, transitioned to snowboarding, and man, like every year, this is pretty much what I look forward to in the winter time. Summer passes by and all I think about is, when's winter gonna come? When's winter gonna come? When's the lovely snow gonna arrive? And it's right here, right now. So you guys are probably watching this. It's really close to Christmas now. And I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays if you're not celebrating Christmas. So we're going to see how our challenge goes today. We definitely plan on making something. And well, I don't know. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. Hopefully it's Christmas a little early. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make you guys a quick little snowman. I don't know, growing up I always loved making snowmen. And one time I actually ended up making a snow fort. That was pretty damn cool. We made one right in front of the house. It was like me, my brother. My dad didn't really help me out. It was just pretty much me and my brother. We got a whole bunch of snow and literally just right in front of the house started piling it up together. And then my dad realized, like, man, these guys don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm sure some of you guys watch this have kids, so you're gonna appreciate this. So what he did is he actually had a bunch of plywood, took some like 3/4 inch or like 1/2 inch plywood and put it up all along the wall. So he made 4 walls, and all we literally did at that point is we just piled the snow on top of it, watered it a little bit, and we made a little igloo. That was so awesome. So I guess if some of you have that opportunity to do that, it's pretty sweet. Awesome experience as a kid, and yeah, I love the snow. I know I'm going on a little bit of a rant and not much to do with poker, but man, all the snow and this pretty scenery just kind of gets me excited. There's the white stuff, man, the white stuff. Some of you are in Vegas and you don't really get this stuff. Chad, shout out to you, man. Look, this is snow, dude. This is what it looks like. Freaking snow. So hopefully I'm gonna get some footage, maybe like snowboarding or something. And I know you're out Las Vegas, and yeah, there's something you guys don't see. So anyways, to the snowman making. All right, so I got my gloves ready to go. Let's see how this thing goes. And how about that? All right, guys, so I'm gonna hop in there and hopefully, you know, run a good profit, maybe make another 4-figure score. I really need to get like 3K to make my 2K mark. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. What is going on, guys? Merry Christmas. Some of you might have snow, some of you might not have snow, but well, hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of the segment because I was able to get a little bit of snow, and hopefully you guys like that snowman. Although it wasn't the greatest snowman in the world. I'm not, you know, a champion at making snowmen. It was just a little tiny thing. It wasn't even the best. It's not the best packing, so I'm telling you, it was the snow. It's not the snowman maker. It was the snow. I don't know. Just I couldn't even stick in the hands properly. The snow would actually start cracking. So I try to like poke it right into the side, but it just like nothing would happen. So yeah, I kind of had a little bit of a technical difficulty, and I literally had to like build around the hands. So I ended up sticking the sticks in, and I like molded it right around it. So I didn't even do it properly, but anyway, that's kind of behind the scenes of what happened. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the holidays, and hopefully you're enjoying the days off if you guys do have some time off. I pretty much, you know, I outwork. We kind of like slow down a little bit, and we get a lot of holiday season. So kind of looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm definitely taking it easy, relaxing. Not going to be playing that much poker, so this might be the final. Actually, I don't think it's going to be the final. I'm probably going to make more, but it might be the final installment of what I'm going to track down as kind of like a challenge. The challenge hasn't really gotten our way for this December, and really I said the challenge starts in 2018, so we can pretty much toss aside anything that kind of happened in the last little bit, because it wasn't good. But anyway, hand number 1. This is my first time ever playing 2 hands of Omaha with no stack. So before, you know, like you're fresh at the table. Literally, I'm fresh. I sat down maybe like 10 seconds. I got my coat. I got everything. I got coffee in my hand, and I'm just putting everything down, getting my money out, trying to like sort stuff, trying to get chips. Well, I already had the chips in the bag, so I'm just getting ready, really. And, you know, it's a little overwhelming. There's like a big pot happening already at the table. So I just kind of like start talking to some of the guys, just waiting around. And I get lost in the conversation. I didn't realize that 2 hands dealt into that session, I had no chips in front of me. The dealer didn't even notice. And then I actually told him, I was like, yo, dude, did you just realize you dealt me in 2 hands and I had 0 money on the table? Anyway, yeah, good thing that like nobody got screwed in any pot, because I'm pretty sure that would have been like a misdeal. But yeah, so we put our money on the table. We got 250. So hand number 1, ace 10 6-5. We're in the big blind, and it's 7-handed. It's ace 10 6-5 rainbow. 3 limpers. Small blind decides to call, and we decide to check our option. So first hand, we're in the blind, you know, first real hand with money on the table. Ace 10 5, 2 spades. So we get 3 pair right off the flop. I decided to bet 20. E2 folds, and then M1 says pot. Folds around to us, and at this point I'm like, you know what? I'm here to gamble. And that board's pretty good for me. It's pretty wet. I feel like sometimes players are going to do this with flush draws and combo draws. So especially in Omaha, when you can have a wrap in that spot, like an inside wrap with a flush draw, it could be a pretty huge hand. And yeah, I just went all in. And he snap called. So we're all in, pretty much our first hand that we played. And he says he's got a flush draw. We get an ace on the turn to seal the deal. So right off the hop, we make the nuts, and we don't need to sweat anymore. He flips over king jack 7 6, 2 spades, 2 clubs, and the river just bricked out. First hand, not bad. Hand number 2, ace 5 5 jack, and we're suited to the ace. So it's a pretty good hand. We're on the button. We got 500. It's 8-handed. Limps around. There's 4 limps in front of us, and at this point, you know, we're on the button, and not many people are raising in the blinds. So I decided to call here. I mean, you could potentially put in a raise, but it's not really connected all that well. I mean, if I had like 2 10s or something, it would have been way better. But what can you do? I got 2 5s, so yeah, I just flatted. I want to see a flop. We're playing 2-5 PLO, guys. Like, people aren't really 3-betting or squeezing out of the blinds all that often, so we get to see a lot of flops, which is fun. Small blind completes, and the big blind calls. 7 ways to the flop, guys. We flop a 5 king 7 offsuit. So we got the set, And it ends up checking to E1. And E1 decides to pot. E1's the same guy that we won that pot against in the previous hand. So, you know, he's kind of like a little tilty. He reloaded 200. He's kind of doing the same thing I'm doing, you know, like that's kind of like how I like to play. I like to come in for like 200 or 250 and just kind of put it in, you know, stick it all in. That's kind of like fun in Omaha. You can't get bluffed out of a hand and you just kind of let your equity run through. That's, you know, pretty much the name of the game. But anyways, M1 also calls. And M1 is a really, really strong player. He's definitely, you know, he's got like this aura, kind of like a feel of a very, very strong high-level player. And he's actually waiting for the 510 PLO. And man, the 510 actually runs like 510-20. And it's super deep. Sometimes people are buying on a table like with 5K, 6K, 10K sometimes. And nobody really says anything because it's just the biggest game. And people just play huge. I'm talking about huge pots, guys. Like probably 30,000 sometimes. Like yeah, it gets insane, super insane. So anyways, he's in the pot, and then when he calls there, I'm thinking like probably would have raised kings himself, so I don't put him on kings. And if he's got sevens, he probably is gonna raise sevens himself. I don't think he's gonna flat there with sevens with a few guys to call behind. He doesn't want to, you know, let draws get there and pretty cheaply. Most of the time, he's probably going to have a pair of kings with sidecars, or he's probably going to have maybe a pair of sevens, or maybe a king with a gut shot or a straight draw. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about pocket fives right now. And I just decided to pot, and then E1 decides to repot it, and M1 folds quickly. That's kind of the desired result. I called. So we're all in again versus the same player that we were all in last hand. And he asked me if I have pocket sevens. And I'm like, nope, don't have pocket sevens. He flips over king 5, queen jack with a backdoor heart draw, guys. Deuce of hearts on the turn. And a deuce of clubs on the river. So we make a vote and we survive hand number 2. So that was pretty good. So far, so good. Like, we made so much money in, like, literally 10 minutes. Maybe less. So we're looking pretty damn good. Let's just go on to hand number 3. Now we got the ace, king, jack 10. We got the king and jack of clubs. We're in the big blind. We got 400 in front of us. We lost, you know, a few pots. But sometimes that's the way it goes. You know, you win some, you lose some. So it's 7-handed, and cutoff decides to go to 20. Cutoff has been really loose, opening a lot of hands and trying to really utilize his positions. So yeah, I kind of don't really give him that much respect. Folds to us, and at this point, you know, I can potentially bump it up here, but I just wanted to call. I wanted to see a flop. I think if I'm suited to the ace, it probably would be a little better. And if I had a hand like maybe ace jack of clubs, ace 10 of clubs, it would have been a little better. So if we sometimes flop a flush draw, you know, he's got the second nuts, I got the nuts type of deal. But anyway, so I decided to call jack, queen, 4. 2 hearts on the flop. So we got a pair and we got a wrap and we decide to check. And our opponent decides to pot it. He bets 40 bucks. And I decide to check raise pot on that board. And then he thinks for, I don't know, maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and he folds his hand. And he said he had a flush draw with a straight draw. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm really happy with the result there, and that's kind of turning your hand into a bluff, really, but you know, I'm just glad to fold out a lot of equity in that spot. So yeah, that one worked out. See, who says you can't bluff in Omaha? That just happened. So anyways, let's just go on to hand number 4, guys. Our session's still running kind of like up and down, up and down. Haven't really made that much. We're now at 500, 7-handed. We're on the button. We got queen, queen, 9, 8 suited to the queen. And M1 decides to go to 20. I decide to call. Big blind also calls. And the flop is 8, 10, jack, rainbow. So we flop the absolute stones. Big blind checks. M1 bets 35. I decide to call, and the big blind also calls. 7 of clubs on the turn. It's flush draw. Brings in a flush draw. And it checks to us. Both of the guys check. I got to bet really big here, and I bet 150. And the big blind calls, and then M1 folds. 8 offsuit on the river. Pretty much like the sickest river, because I feel like if he's calling that big of a bet on the turn, most likely has a set draw, or a boat draw, I should say. When that board pairs, I'm almost always just checking back. Actually, 100% of the time, I'm just going to check back, because you'd be turning your hand into a bluff. So I check back, and he flips over pocket jacks. So we lose that one. You know, what can you do? You flop the nuts, and you can't hold. So let's go to the next hand. That's kind of how it's been going. We lost that one, and now we're pretty much back to even, maybe down a little bit. But we'll see if we can maybe recover. I don't know. And now we wake up with everybody's favorite hand. Pocket aces. The Rockets. We're in a small blind, 7-handed. We got 400 bucks. And we are actually double suited, guys. We're double suited aces. This is actually a straddled pot. So there are 2 limps in front of us. We decide to go to 55. Cut off decides to call. And the board is 8 jack, club, and an offsuit 3. We got clubs and we got aces. And this is a really low board that does not connect many hands. So I obviously decide to bet here. I bet 70. He pots. And I just ship it. And then he calls, he snap calls, and he says he's ahead. And I'm like, okay, fine, you're ahead. I got a flush draw. 9 offsuit on the turn. 4 offsuit on the river. He says he's ahead. And then flips over 10, 7, 8, 6 for a turned straight. Rainbow hand. I have no idea how he's ahead on the flop. He says he's ahead. I don't know. Maybe misread his hand. I don't know. I don't know. So we lose aces. We freaking lose aces. I hate when that happens. Absolutely hate when that happens. And it's the same guy, the guy that's been super loose and just kind of playing a whole bunch of random cards too. I don't know. Sometimes they get lucky against you. So he got lucky against me that time. This is the final hand, guys. This is the hand that is just, you know, it's the way we've been running all night. But when you're running bad, you got to be able to come back from it, stay calm, and play your game. Kind of the same story that's been happening in the last like couple vlogs, but you know, as they say, that's poker, right? That's poker. You got to just keep fighting it. You got to keep playing through, and it's the endurance, right? You got to get to the 10th round. Like, you can't go down in round number 2. Like, come on. Final hand, we've got Queen 8, 9, 9. We're in the big blind, 7-handed. It is straddled. It limps around. And we decide to call. Yes, we're set mining and we're straight mining. The straddle decides to check, and it's 5 ways to the flop. 7, jack, 5, offsuit. Small blind leads for 30 bucks, and I decide to call. Everybody else folds, and we turn the stones. 6, baby. 6 offsuit. We got the absolute stones. And now the small blind decides to bet 80 bucks. And I'm thinking, you know, if I jam here, I'm going to push out pretty much everything. He's been playing pretty tight, and he's just, you know, he's going to fold his hand. He's going to know that I'm not really making that much of a move on him. Probably won't be. So, you know, he's got respect for me. And actually, cool enough, he bought a round for everybody, so that's really cool. Andrew, man, cheers to you if you're watching this. I don't know if you know the vlog, but cheers to you, man. That was really nice of you. But he was pretty much cleaning everybody at the table, so he pretty much bought beers with all our money anyways. He had like a huge, like almost 3K stack. Absolutely insane at 2-5 PLO. But yeah, so he bets 80, and I decide to just flat there. I decide to flat. I don't have a redraw. I don't have a redraw, but I have the nuts. Jack on the river, guys. Paired board. So sick. So freaking gross when I see him start cutting out his green chips. You know, when guys are cutting out green chips, oh, I hate when that happens. Anyways, he bets 225, and I actually fold my hand. I fold it. I think it maybe like 10 seconds, and I just dump it. I dump it straight on the river, guys. 2 straights. We got 2 straights. 2 times we get the nuts, and we pretty much get boated. I don't know for sure, but nice of him. He flips his hand over, and he's got 7 jack, guys. I don't know. That's what happens. So that's it. That's it. That was my session. We were down again. We were down another 500 bucks. So we were down, I think, 830 previous time. That gets us down to 1300s. Not good. Well, hopefully you guys stick around and kind of see where the challenge goes. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking maybe in 2018, I might just do the challenge at 1-2 or 1-3. And I'm thinking kind of like based on the audience. What would you guys think? Maybe just write in the comments. Did you want me to just continue my regular session and play whatever games I normally play, 2-5, 5-10? Or do you want me to just grind it out at 1-2 or 1-3 and literally grind it up from the bottom? I know that I think most of you are probably in the lower stakes, like 1-3, 1-2. So I don't know if this is something that you guys want to see, and you want to see the journey of kind of how I managed through a 1-2 type of field. You know, somebody that goes up and plays 5-10, dropping out of 1-2 might seem a little bit crazy, but I don't mind doing it. You know, I kind of keep my mind open, and it's really good to actually jump stakes sometimes. You know, I just feel like I don't have much of an ego, so it's not like now I'm a 5-10 player or now I'm a 2-5 player and that's all I play. Like I'm not gonna bow down to like 1-3, you know. I'll still play it. I don't mind. I'll have fun. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna continue the challenge, but we'll see. I think for 2018 I might just start it on a fresh, clean slate and not even count December, because really December was kind of its own challenge. It was like just on its own, and then 2018, that's going to be the real bankroll challenge. So maybe you guys stick around for that. But happy holidays, and hopefully you guys are enjoying Christmas. If you don't got snow, well, you're missing out, man. You're missing out. We actually don't have that much snow at the time of this recording, so that's kind of a little bit of a bummer. But up north, there is some snow. I've seen some snow from Blue Mountain, and I can't wait to hit the slopes. So maybe I might be able to shoot some video for you guys out snowboarding or skiing or something. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But anyways, until next time, guys, thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome. And have fun at the poker tables. Don't forget, #1 thing is having fun.